Hey, cool cats and kittens.
Yes.
I'm Erin. Hello. I'm here with Tara, Becca, and our admin Angel.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to another episode of Quarantined Feelings with the Geekiary. We're doing our Tiger King watch party. Yay.
So crazy. Like, I've already seen all of this show, so it's like, oh, why am I watching this again?
That bitch Carol Baskins.
I don't have any notes up, so if I'm supposed to say a disclaimer, I have no idea.
That's
sorry.
Okay. We'll just, we'll try to keep up with your comments on the YouTube. And then also, if you want to join in the conversation on Twitter, just use hashtag Tiger King Feelings.
And we would like to remind all of you that the views expressed on this webcast are those of the hosts as individuals and do not necessarily represent the Geekiary or the webcast itself as a whole, except when it comes to whether or not Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think before we go too far into this, we have to maybe give an additional little disclaimer that I believe we all have watched all of the episodes, and we all think that it's like pretty ridiculous and it's pretty sad. But we decided to watch this particular episode, which is episode 3, called The Secret, because it kind of has the most focused storyline. And weirdly, even though it involves somebody dying, is like the least crazy out of. So that's kind of why we chose this one. So we're not here to like make fun of anybody. It's just like literally like the most interesting episode. So anyway, that's my little extra disclaimer. For news and updates, don't forget about our Patreon. We still have that going. I think patreon.com/geekiary.
Something like that. Yeah.
And this is like our third week in a row doing the quarantine feelings. I don't know. What is time? We don't know. So be sure to check out our YouTube channel because we got a lot of good stuff out there right now. So do we have any like news or anything going on right now?
Oh my god, I don't know. Nothing's happening. We're all stuck indoors. Pretty much all I've written about is doing my reviews for Westworld, begging San Diego Comic-Con to please cancel. And I feel like there was something else that happened this week that I wrote about, but I don't know because again, time. What is it? I don't know.
I honestly I don't know what days it is. Like what day it is. I don't know.
I lost that this week. And normally because I work from home anyway, like I already worked from home, my schedule and everything hasn't really changed that much. But at some point this week, I kept thinking I think it was like starting as early as Tuesday. It might have even been Monday. I kept thinking it was like one day ahead and having to remind myself like what day it was. And then on Thursday, I'm thinking it's Friday. And I realized like halfway through the day or more that it's actually only Thursday. And it's like, and like we've been so busy. I think the problem is even though my schedule hasn't changed much in terms of like, I always work from home and everything, like we've been pretty busy at work and like I've had to play catch up on the weekends a little bit. So I haven't actually I've actually been working like 6-7 days a week.
What's the industry that you work in? Like I don't need to know the company, but like the industry in general.
I work in continuing medical education.
So that is really relevant right now.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like who knows what's going to happen 6 months from now? Are they really going to, are pharmaceutical companies really still going to keep granting people like us, money to teach doctors if doctors don't have time to take the courses? Is the government going to be lax about the number of continuing medical education credits they need because they're all out straight? I don't know, like hopefully we'll be okay. Like I think there's a good chance we will, but there's always this small chance that we won't. And I think but we also, my company, I'm actually very, very proud. Like, first of all, it's great. I work for a woman-owned company. The majority of our employees are female. Like, And like, but they really like jumped out ahead of this COVID-19 thing. Like we already have a page on our website of like legitimate resources for patients and doctors, like all COVID-19 stuff. We have already had a couple activities where they slid like a 15-minute or so intro, even though the most recent one was about psoriasis. And even though the activity was about psoriasis, at the beginning of it, there's like a 15-minute thing about COVID-19. And then they kind of worked it into how can this affect psoriasis patients because of like they're immunocompromised, they're on these medications that could cause issues and stuff. It was like, I'm very, very, very proud of the company that I work for right now for really just stepping out ahead of this thing as much as we can. Like it's I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. My job's healthcare adjacent. It's more the insurance side, so we're still working too. But job security and static situations.
I also have been very busy. It has not let up for me, at least. And I also work for a great company that's been really ahead of it too. So.
I'm gonna say that like the three of us right now that are working like from home, like in healthcare or insurance adjacent job, yay for job security, but props to all the people in the healthcare that are doing face-to-face customer stuff like nurses and doctors and pharmacists, because we're related to the industry, but like we get to sit at home and do our jobs. So bravo to all the nurses and doctors, etc. Like, geez, I can't even imagine.
I'm sorry if you can hear my dog, but he is right here and he is snoring. So
mine are playing and they won't stop. They've been nuts for like 20 minutes now. So it's like you're probably gonna hear them barking and growling at each other.
Yeah,
Splendid.
It's all good.
Splendid has done nothing. I do nothing.
But you got a cool tiger hat.
I do.
Yeah. Look at that hat, man.
Oh, this is
I have a ferocious beast in my lap. You just can't see her.
Arrow. Is it
I am
marmalade?
making another drink.
I had
Haven't even started the show.
This was part of my. I did a cosplay of Shiva, the tiger from The Walking Dead, and this was part of my. I wore this, and I wore like a battle vest with like patches on it, and I painted it with tiger stripes. And then I had a shirt that's big tiger face. You know those tacky like wolf howling
tigers howling at the moon. Yeah.
Tigers howling at the moon. It was just a big tiger face, and I had like ripped it so my boobs popped out. And I wore like these black laced up pants, and I had a gun, and my friend was Ezekiel, and he put a chain around my neck, and we walked around Stephanie, and I had he walked. It was really fun. Like it was really cool.
Carol Baskin kind of has a similar shot out there.
Yeah. Not Carol Baskin.
Not judging. Not judging. No shame.
I just like because like whenever you guys were telling me about it, they were like, "Yeah, alternative lifestyle." And it's like I looked at her picture, and I was like, "That's nothing." But then Doc Antle, on the other hand, I'm like, "That bitch got problems."
Oh my god, yeah. Like I agree. Like I'm definitely. I mean, I laugh. But I'm not making fun of the kink by all means. Alternative lifestyle, go ahead. And again, it's one of the least strange things in this show.
Yeah.
Is someone having an interesting little kink. It's not even in the show. You have to Google her to find it.
Oh, she does? She has a... Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
There's a picture of her holding like a leash, and the leash leads to her, I think it's her current husband, right? Like dressed as a cat.
I thought he was dressed as a caveman. This is on their wedding, right?
Is he a caveman? I swear he was a cat, but maybe he is a caveman.
I
don't know. Their cosplay skills are not that great.
Oh yeah, he is dressed up as a caveman on a leash.
Yeah,
I'm looking
all right,
at it
while you're looking for that, let's remind everybody that we're gonna watch episode 3 here together. So let's get it all queued up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Anytime we're gonna start our countdown.
Right. Who wants to start the countdown? And should we give it a little bit more time for everyone to queue up, or are we pretty much all good?
Are we all ready?
Yeah.
I think so. Who wants to do the honors?
Do we mute ourselves?
We should.
No, we should have headphones on.
Right. Okay.
So
I think that as long as I think with StreamYard, it didn't used to be this way with Google Hangouts, but I think with StreamYard, you might want to make sure that for us anyway, that the window you're watching it on your computer is like a separate window.
Okay.
That I'm not sure if it would, because the only other time we've done this, I actually had like, the movie on my computer, not, online, but you could, we couldn't hear it. So
Cool,
I think it should be okay. But yeah, I don't know if it makes a difference, but I figure if anything is going to, having it in a separate window will.
Sounds good. Are we all ready? Maybe I can do the countdown?
There you
Go for it.
Okay. I'll do 5 seconds, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's do this.
Oh, I'm buffering.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, me too.
Buffering.
Why does it do these things?
Do you want me to pause?
I'm a few
No, it's
seconds
okay.
ahead, I guess.
I hate his stupid little like white mustache bullshit thing that he has right there.
What
As a
timestamp
true
are you
crime
guys on?
I'm at...
I
don't know.
I
don't even know.
I'm looking right now. It's not telling me.
If you skip ahead, like...
I'm at like 49.
If we're a few seconds off, it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now I'm buffering.
I think I'm like a second or two behind you, Becca. It's not that bad.
Like
Mystery
these
stalks.
big cats are so beautiful and amazing, and I love them.
Right?
Yeah. She always looks so sneaky. Like everything about her is sneaky.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, does she look like that all the time, or did they just kind of force this on us?
Yeah, I wondered
Well,
about
they approached her telling her this would be like the blackfish of the big cat world, and then I guess her response to that was to show up with like a flower crown. Like,
dude, yeah, when I saw that flower crown, I was like, the fuck is wrong with her?
I don't know. That wouldn't be what I would put up as like the first impression, whatever.
But she's always worn the flower crown. We find out like that's just her thing. So I don't know. But then when I mean, she's got a little bit of the crazy eyes going, and so when I heard
sclera
that
is what it is, when you too much of the whites of your eyes show.
I mean, I feel like I have that, but I don't know if I have crazy eyes. But
No,
like, they've been like, they said that they like tapped into Kate McKinnon to play her for like I don't know. And I was like, yes.
She would do really well because she can do those big eyes.
The crazy eyes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Never saw him again.
Dun dun dun.
I'm sorry, but his creepy ass mask.
Oh my god, I didn't notice that the first time I watched this. What the fuck?
I definitely noticed that the first time.
When Carol said she's allergic to cats, I was like, really, bitch?
That's strange. I don't believe it.
I mean, just house cats?
I don't know. Like, does she let the tigers into her house? I don't think she always says we don't touch the cats.
Yeah, I mean, oh, look at that.
Oh, baby.
Oh, this is the best story. How she met him.
Oh gosh.
The area of Tampa that she was walking in at midnight because she got in a fight with her previous husband or whoever it was.
Nebraska Avenue.
Nebraska Avenue in that area is It is
Oh, I
known for
see.
things, yes.
Well, I was recently in Tampa for work, and we were at like a happy hour event, and a lot of the locals, obviously the people that we were visiting with that work and live there, we had a strip club across the street from our hotel, and the people that work down there were like, yeah, if you drive through Tampa at all, there are random strip clubs everywhere because they were there first and wouldn't close down when everything else built up around them. So there are just like random strip clubs everywhere.
So I lived in Portland, Oregon, which had the highest per capita ratio of strip clubs. And when I lived there, it was just something that you went and did. Like if you're going to dinner, it's like, oh, there's a great deal at a steak dinner at the strip club. And you would just go to dinner at a strip club.
Well, I mean, and you heard that, at least for a while, I'm assuming it's still going on, the strippers started delivering food.
Really?
In Portland, yeah.
I love it. Oh, God, I loved living there.
Angel
sent straight from hell.
One day you'll find out.
Oh, look at her with her creepy glass porcelain dolls.
Nope.
And their hair, higher the higher the hair, the closer to Jesus. Who is this? Oh, that's right.
That's his
She was
secretary.
His assistant.
Executive assistant.
Oh, here we go. Good old Joe Exotic.
There's Mr. Exotic right there.
Mm-hmm. How do you get a hold of her diary?
Yeah, I don't like this part. I don't like how he's just reading her diary out loud. It bothers me a little.
Out of everything he's done.
I mean, this episode is about Carol, but ultimately, Joe Exotic is not exactly the sympathetic character of the show,
No, he's absolute.
He's not the good guy here. I don't even know who's on the $500 bill.
I
don't even think I've ever seen
McKinley.
one.
It's McKinley.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever seen a $500 bill in real life.
Me neither.
I don't know if they exist.
It's a very odd amount, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such weird people.
Oh my gosh. He's basically Ron Swanson. Ron Swanson did that. Buried his money.
Like the most normal person in the show is like the former drug lord.
Yeah.
He's like the most normal person.
Look at this guy. This guy is so tired of life. Like,
but look at check out his tie. Look at that thing.
He looks like a clown.
I don't like seeing pictures of people kissing. I think I've said this before. I just don't. They make me.
Also, I
unsettled.
forgot to mention that I'm drinking a Bloody Mary. I figured it was only appropriate.
That's very good. I'm back to rum and Coke, or rum and Pepsi. Let's get the branding right.
Pepsi, please endorse us.
Wow, that is some big hair.
Ah! That is big hair.
The uncomfortable part.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about this.
She looks like a little doll.
Mhm.
God, her husband, bleh, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was so young when all of this started.
I
Can't
know.
even imagine.
Yeah.
Oh. What kind of cat was that he was holding?
That's it looks like a, I don't know, Savannah cat, serval. I don't know.
Lynx.
No, I think Savannah cats they're like domesticated, so maybe a serval. No, lynxes are floof. They got big floof paws.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's a bobcat there, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
bobcats and lynxes are basically the same thing, I think.
Oh,
They're
Just throwing
different.
out names of cats.
They're different, I think.
I,
Bobcats and lynx.
But they're like, I mean, like they look super similar.
I only know bobcats because I'm originally from Southern California and we like had bobcats. Bobcats and mountain lions were like the native big cats in the area. But outside of that, it's like
I want to see a bobcat in the wild.
yeah, I've
I
seen
have
them.
mountain lions here too.
I've seen wild mountain lions too. That's scary as hell. When I saw a wild mountain lion, I was like 5 years old, so I was like prey size.
I'm terrified.
They're huge. They're
I'm
really
terrified of
big.
mountain lions.
They're really scary.
Proud in the public. This guy's beard.
It's just, yeah. Motorcycle
Oh
Santa.
gosh, this guy. I had to. There's something wrong with my. Oh my gosh.
I
Shut
just
this
love
out.
baby cats.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I feel guilty being like, oh, because this is the whole moral of the story is this is wrong. But
I
it's
know,
like,
Yeah.
but they're just so cute.
he braided his beard.
I
Like,
know.
I also have absolutely no interest whatsoever in purchasing and or petting a baby wild cat. I just think they're really cute.
I have held a baby wild cat, but it was one of Doc Antle's babies.
So one of the morally corrupt ones.
Yeah, the
unfortunately.
sex cult ones. I love this video of her talking about making good quality pets from a wild animal. Oh, ugh.
my
Oh, her
gosh.
clipping the fucking Joe. Her
Yeah,
putting
but
that
Joe
harness
Biden-
on that cat.
The cat is like, kill me now. Look at his
Face.
face. Yeah, I will say that. Like, people do change. Like,
Yeah,
she
like-
clearly saw the error. Well, she saw the error of her ways in some ways. I still think she's like not a good person.
Oh, yeah, no.
but-
Come on. What is going
Yeah.
on here?
Yeah, I definitely think she turned a corner on this moral issue. But the other moral issue is murder.
I mean, and also like, I don't know if it was a total 180 on this issue either, because she's still keeping these cats, and I looking at like the pictures and stuff from her sanctuary, like there's still too small of areas, you know. There's
I
still
agree.
like she still
generally agree.
abuses the volunteer situation and stuff like that.
I genuinely, like, generally agree, but the problem is that you cannot like release these cats back into the wild.
I
So
get
you gotta
that,
do what
yeah.
you can. So she's
I get
she's like providing something better, but it still sucks. You know?
Yeah,
The-
it's
I
still
mean,
not
there's
like a
no problem
proper.
here.
Go ahead,
Huh?
Erin.
No, the real problem here is the breeding, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Because, like, what she says Big Cat Rescue is about is making a place for them to go and die. And, like, that's basically it. Like, no more breeding. The line stops with these cats, and that's the end of the road. So,
well, and that's what a rescue really should be in this
Yeah.
kind of a wildlife situation. Not breeding, not like Yeah.
Here's the clown lawyer again.
Oh my god, you're right. That tie is just batshit.
What is
Also, why are they asking his lawyer if he had other women? Like, were they BFFs or something? Like,
I don't know.
Don't you tell your lawyer about all your sexual escapades? I mean, you got non
Yeah, of course.
Screw them off, obviously.
Oh my god. None of these people are normal.
he's kind of cute when he was younger.
Him reading her diary is like that dramatic reading of My Immortal that those people did.
God, my immortal. That takes me back. Oh my god.
Where did he get her diary? Is that ever explained?
I don't think so.
He said it was mailed to him, but
Oh, okay. I think I remember that now.
This guy.
Dun dun dun. What is with those weird paintings behind them?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Are they
And the
paintings
gun
or are
thing.
they photos?
I don't
And the
know. They're
cherub
weird.
lamp.
Everything is weird like about this series. Like everything. The ties, the paintings, or photos in the background. Nothing is normal.
the cat wearing the harness.
It's also not normal.
That cat, the look on its face is literally just like, I'm gonna kill this bitch.
My regular cat won't even let me put a harness on her.
I have never attempted to put clothing on Bruce because I know how that'll turn out. Like, he wants to kill me on the best of days. I can't even imagine. I don't even know where he is right now. He's plotting my murder somewhere in the apartment.
So like this is the one thing she's guilty with the thing with his executive.
Mm-hmm.
That is weird.
Like I'm enough, can't spell.
Can't spell. I saw people on Reddit speculating that, like, maybe they were in this together and he ran away to, like, Costa Rica or whatever. But it's like, this part doesn't match that theory. Like, why would he do this part if it was, like, a fake death scheme? Let me retire! I could just wear these crazy ties in peace. As a true crime fan, though, this is like this part right here with all the restraining order and everything is like the shit I regularly watch or listen to on podcasts. So I'm like, ooh, this is like up my alley. This is my hobby, my morbid, weird hobby.
So he filed for the restraining order in June and disappeared in August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, if the people on Reddit, their theory about them being in this together and like him running away and faking his death, that's 2 months for them to put that together. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if you file a restraining order from someone, you're not going to forgive them and then plan a fake death thing in 2 months.
Or maybe that was the point, was him to file the restraining order.
Yeah, I just don't know why. I don't know.
The way that she like monologues is just so weird to me.
Yeah,
She's so disingenuous.
Yeah, especially because her defense with the show is that she was approached because it was going to be like Blackfish. If that was true, why would she go into these big monologues about the death of her husband? Why wouldn't she just say, like, I don't want to talk about that? It just, I don't know why you would sit in front of a camera and do this. Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me.
What is this?
The full moon.
Well, now that all makes sense.
Do you think? Got like a loud airplane outside. Sorry.
I thought that was this one. I thought it was in
No.
this.
I live in the middle of a city with really busy air traffic, like 24/7, even with the lockdown. Though the sound of air traffic fits the scene that we're currently watching, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Providing some special effects.
Thank you. Thank you.
The true crime fan in me is like, this is so poorly planned. It can't be like, it can't be a fake death. Like, it's just too terrible.
That's just not right.
Oh my God. If this was a fake death, it's a very bizarre way of going about it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, the poor mechanic.
Yeah.
Like, just working on a car and suddenly, like, cops on your door. It's later, like, hey, your fingerprints were in a possible, like, murder scene. What the fuck?
He liked it down in Costa Rica because he got a honey down in Costa Rica.
Like, I can see some, like, millionaire faking his death and then running away to Costa Rica. It's just all this shit that happened before doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And now you're providing the sound effects.
Sorry. I don't know what my dog is barking at. I mean, if I could just up and move to Costa Rica, I totally would.
Right?
I've never been there, but it's always been like one of the top 5 places I'd like to go.
I up and ran away to Hawaii, so I legit did that.
I thought about that too. Like, honestly, if I had fewer pets, I would have done it.
Yeah. I might have missed what happened to the plane. Like, so they found the van at the airport, but then did he have his own plane that's missing, or what?
No, they talked about how he had planes.
So is one of his planes missing? I missed that detail.
No, they're talking about it here.
Oh. Okay, so basically you're saying shut up.
No. I just was letting you know. Shut up,
I think
Stephanie.
what they said was that there were no. Didn't they say like no manifests to Costa Rica.
No manifest would make sense if you're trying to fake your own death, but the problem is like where are his planes? Okay, here we go. Shut up, Stephanie. Okay.
Clown man in his clown tie. Say.
It's explaining the airplane situation right now.
Oh my gosh, internet. Something wrong? Tell us. Yes, there's something wrong.
Yeah, there's something wrong. That bitch Carol Baskin killed her husband and she's still walking free.
Down in Florida.
Eccentric's a good word to use. Her teeth.
He just has such a weird background, like those.
Yeah, that
photos
gold
of-
statue.
Yeah, like statue, like what the hell? Like it's just
That
so
statue
weird.
is something. Like, it is something.
Okay, and the news has her diary too.
Why are they?
Who stole her diary? Like,
Maybe it was produced. Maybe it was produced for evidence or something.
maybe. So weird.
Kitty. Ooh, big murder claws. Big murder mittens.
Murder mittens.
Oh gosh, the song. Are you guys at the song part yet?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
Let me know whenever you get there.
Ah!
Oh, now you've got a little
Fierce, another fierce cat. Hi, Ducky.
I still have no idea where my cat is. She's usually like right here. I don't know.
Okay, I think we're now at the song. Yeah, we're at the song.
They got somebody who looks remarkably like Carol.
Mm-hmm. And the flower crown.
Yep.
And the lip syncing.
Oh my god. Him like standing in a swamp. Like what the Here, kitty. Oh my god. This is just so exciting.
Ducky. I was real upset when I found out that he. Oh, I'm sorry, Ducky. I was real upset when I found out that he doesn't actually sing his songs.
Oh.
Just real upset. How much coke is that guy on?
A lot.
I mean, you can't.
Are there
even talk
any
right.
sober people on this show?
I'm sure it's outlandish, Carol.
Does he have poop in his hand?
Yes. And then the lion takes the tongs, just like rips them away.
And like fake Carol over here is like, "Rrr."
He's like, yeah, I'm not getting any part of this
Guy's like,
right now.
I was like, how much you feeding me with these tongs? Just give me that whole plate, bitch.
So I have subtitles on whenever I watch shows, and at that part it just says lions murmuring.
Lions.
Lions murmuring.
Heat grinder.
There was in one of the Game of Thrones season 8 episodes, there was a weird subtitle about a horse neighing. I can't remember what it was.
It was
Subtitles
Archer.
are great. I highly recommend watching all shows with subtitles because you get shit like that like all the time.
No, it wasn't Archer. It was Game of Thrones. I think it was
Oh.
episode 3 of season 8. It was like horse neighs something, or I'm gonna look it up.
Oh God, the meat grinder.
Mhm. Oh my God. This is a horrible thing that he did where he used his mouth on a picture of Dawn.
Oh my God.
God.
Oh, this is what it was. I found it. The subtitle was Nays Horsely.
That's right. I remember that.
Oh my God.
Where did this guy get this tie, and where can I get one of them?
You might have to get a white
Nobbies?
tie and then
I don't know.
I would wear the shit out of that tie.
Clown store.
Clowns are us.
Oh my God. My cats are really interested in what I'm doing right now.
Clowns are us, aka Joe Exotic, a Tiger King.
Why is there so much plastic? Or what is that? Oh, that's just the. Never mind.
Why does Anne McQueen's portrait look like she's the next Supreme on American Horror Story?
Oh my God.
It's funny, actually. It's really funny.
It's always the spouse.
Right. That's where you start. True crime enthusiast. I know. You start with the spouse.
Come here.
Totally happened. Also, a common theme in true crime is like relatives of law enforcement getting away with shit.
Mm.
So many unsolved deaths relate to that. Like,
That's not that big of a difference.
I know.
Like my brother and I are 9 years apart, and we're still pretty close. Like,
Yeah, my sister. I think I'm almost 6 years older than my youngest sister, so that's like that's about the same. Like,
yeah.
Convenient.
Right. I'm just thinking of like this B-roll that they're shooting with like the van driving down the street, and it's like, so we're making a documentary about big cats. Yes. So we're gonna get this van, just like murder mystery part B-roll for some strange reason. Like this documentary just goes so off the rails. Like I can't even imagine trying to put this together. Oh my God, even this lady has like cat print everywhere.
this headband is literally the only animal print item I own. So I wore it tonight for fun.
I don't think I have anything animal print. No, I have a pair of leggings that have got like a very subtle like leopard, like, you know, they're like black with like gray spots. Or
My mom used to, when I was like,
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say that when I was like 15, my mom dressed me like Carol Baskin.
I have a leopard print and black shirt for work, but like I ain't putting on work clothing right now. I'm working from home. I am in Star Wars clothing right now.
Hey, same.
Hey, I have, yeah.
Becca's shirt, I can't read what it says, but I bet it says, "Hey, all you cool cats and kittens."
It does.
I'm kidding. I can't see what it says.
It's
Does it say Prisma? Is that a Prisma Health
It's
shirt?
it's my Rogers Peace Rehabilitation Hospital graduate shirt for my head injury.
Yay.
Mm.
You know, that's what a mob boss does, kills everybody who used to work for the boss.
Oh my god! And then, like, this lady has a giant rooster. Like, what? There's nothing normal in anything here.
No.
Oh my god.
Durable family power of attorney. Is that what they're always called?
I don't know. Good old clown lawyer. Dropping some facts.
Doggo.
God, that's so like 90s. Big hair. That part I don't find suspicious though. Like declaring him dead 5 years and 1 day later. Like if I had a spouse that went missing, I would probably do the same because after 5 years you just want it to like be over.
Well, you can't do anything legally without a death certificate.
Yeah.
So like
that part,
you need that as soon as possible.
There's a lot of suspicious stuff, but that part is not it.
No.
That's pretty normal. As a true crime enthusiast, I do declare that is normal. Yes, I'm making it.
All of Carol's like behavior, like all of her behaviors are those of a guilty woman, like and like of a petty woman.
Except that though, like the declaring him dead thing is pretty normal.
Well, I mean, no, I'm sorry, I must be ahead of y'all. I'm talking about her like taking all the property and the stuff and putting it in other people's names.
Yeah, I think you are a little bit ahead of us, but yeah.
Not only does she know, she fed him to the tigers.
Oh my god.
She's so weird.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh my
Who
god.
says that?
Fed her husband to the tigers.
Oh my god, here we go, Joe Exotic.
A kitty cat licking them murder
So
mittens.
cute.
Danger Pete's.
Licky licky. God, there's so much big cat print in one shot. Like, oh my god.
It's called dissociation, Carol. You murderer.
Now this part's suspicious as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The science of getting rich.
You do such a great Carol Baskin impression. This time.
Me?
Those who do things a certain way, whether on purpose or
Oh God, here's Howard Baskin.
accidentally.
Oh my god.
You're such an odd person, man.
Oh my god.
Reasonably irrational.
You're the caveman, yeah.
Okay, maybe he is in the caveman thing, but there's
Yeah.
another picture where she's holding his leash.
Well,
Yeah.
he's also in the
There
caveman
it is,
outfit.
there's the leash.
Yeah.
There we go.
I didn't even realize it was
The
in
look
the
on his face is just like, why?
I don't know. I think he's super into it.
Oh, absolutely. He
Oh, I'm not
worships the ground
shaming.
he
By all
walks
means,
on.
enjoy your caveman role play. That's all fine. That's the least strange thing.
Look at her reading her study Bible.
You've been a bad kitty. I have to put you on in a harness.
Not kink shaming. All good. Do your
It's
thing,
fine. I
man.
can kink
If you've
shame. I'm
seen the
allowed.
fanfic I've written, you would know I am not judging. Talk about that offline. None of that here.
I just want to like brush her teeth really, really hard. I just want to brush her
that's
teeth.
strange.
I know that's weird, but like I just look at her teeth and I'm like, those are gross. I need to brush them
And floss.
and floss.
Floss
Yeah.
is very important.
Mhm.
I don't want to floss her teeth. I just want to brush them, or maybe put her whole head in a bucket of bleach. I
Very
don't know.
specific.
FBI man, this is a joke. I also forgot this was live. This is a joke.
Yeah, we don't need to worry about the FBI man.
No.
The entire world can see this broadcast.
That's the point. There's no physical evidence.
Little kitten. Oh, everything is dead.
Perfect.
The eyes of a cold-blooded killer.
Dun dun dun.
You're afraid of Carol Baskin. Oh yes, I am. I am. That bitch Carol Baskin. And
Down in Florida.
there's Joe.
Oh,
There's
man.
something dead behind her eyes. Like
Someone's dead behind his eyes and his weird eyebrows. Looks like somebody like grabbed his eyebrows and just like pulled
and he's
them up
wearing like
this.
blue eyeliner. Why
Yeah.
blue? Oh no.
Because he has brown eyes. You're supposed to wear blue when you have brown, and brown when you wear blue.
I mean, I know,
it
but
accentuates.
My color palette is all brown.
sorry, I just sneezed.
Okay, well that's the end of that.
I really, for some reason, thought we were going to get more of Carol riding her bike in that episode because I really wanted to be like.
Oh man!
Because every time I saw her on her bike, that's all I could think. Like, that's all I could think.
My.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your big cats too.
Oh my god, somebody needs to like get a picture of her riding that bike and put that caption on it, please.
Oh god.
I will.
Yes, Becca. I mean you just did the thing. You said it. It's yours now.
We know you can make memes. We've seen your memes in chat. We know you've got the skill.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know, funny enough, like one of the things that Becca, one of the DragonCon articles she wrote for the Geekiary years ago, included this like thing. It's like the Sheridan, don't go there, and it was the picture from The Lion King, you know, where Mufasa is saying like that's the Shadowlands, or whatever. And like our friends and I have like reused that picture over and over again throughout the years. But we were talking about it last night, and I was on a hangout with some DragonCon friends. And we were talking about it, and it was like, my friend was like, I mean, actually, the Sheridan, like, they had that Legionnaires thing last year. Like, they're the place you want to go. So we need to, like, redo the theme. Like, the Sheridan, yes, go there. They get it.
Oh my! So I just found this one. It says Carol Baskin and her husband Howard taking a ride through their neighborhood, and it's Miss Piggy and Kermit.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
We all know that Becca is like really good at making memes.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Think about it.
I know we're not gonna say it because this is gonna be recorded and put on YouTube. But there's some secret memes that.
I feel like I might have missed something, and I need to know what this is later. So
It's the Babadook meme.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, which one? Because you've made a lot of.
You
need to send whatever this is to me. All right. Well, do we want to discuss the episode at all? Like post rewatching, I guess, since it was a rewatch.
Well, as a true crime fan,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry,
did it. But I also feel like she is like. Okay, so when it comes to the murder, yes, but also when it comes to how batshit crazy and morally corrupt people are on this show, she's not much worse. She's not
like if you go back to some of the stuff that Joe has said, and I know Joe is not the most reliable narrator, but like she like threatened to like take his mother's house and her, and I'm just like, and I can't tell. Anyway,
well, I mean that's what her husband, her first or second husband, whatever his name was, the one that she killed. Like that's what his family was saying, that she threatened them. Like if they keep talking about this, she's gonna blah blah blah, and it's like,
well, because like Joe couldn't pay the.
To be fair, and I hate saying to be fair because Carol clearly murdered him, but to be fair, Joe did kind of manipulate his parents.
Oh, he absolutely did.
Like he's not blameless. Joe is not.
Oh yeah. No. I don't think any of us think that Joe is the good guy or a good guy. Like he grooms young men. He
terrible
abuses people. Big cats, like
across the board, like terrible people all across the board, except for the
Saf.
drug, Saf and the former drug lord. Those are the only two people that are like.
Well, I mean, the former drug lord.
He's the most normal one in the
he did his time. He is, reformed. We think. No, Saf really though. It's like I was watching this with my boyfriend, and like halfway through, maybe episode 4 or 5, halfway through a little more, he was like, so why is Saf still involved in all of this? Like they seem, well, at the time he referred to Saf as she because we didn't know that Saf is trans and prefers he and pronouns, but so just quoting him, but like we've since corrected this. Like, so they basically saying that Saf was like intelligent, well-spoken. Like, what the hell is Saf doing? Like, still like being part of all this. And I was kind of like, I mean, honestly, like if Saf is getting paid and like, you know, they're getting a little bit of like, you know, the 5 minutes of fame by being on this thing, maybe, you know, like it's okay to want that. And also just like, maybe Saf just wanted to stick around to like watch the craziness.
Yeah, and like also, I can't remember what episode, but they mentioned that like Joe Exotic kind of collected like the outcasts and the people that were considered weird, and like Saf being trans in the Midwest might have kind of put him in that sort of outcast position. So it might have felt like a home. So you stick around because like this is your family now.
And he also talked a lot about the cats being like the reason why he was doing all this stuff, and like why after whenever the cat pulled his arm or, you know, tried to bite his arm off, you know, like how important it was to him that he get up and show the media and everything that, you know, he was, you know, that he didn't want to bring any negative publicity. Like he was doing it because he loves cats. Like he really is the true Tiger King.
Yeah.
Okay, well now I also need a picture of Saf on a throne, and it says like the true Tiger King.
There's already a meme. There's already a meme on Facebook that has him sitting in his chair, and it says the real Tiger King.
Yeah, but I want it on a throne.
Well,
with a crown, damn it. I'm not telling you to make it. I'm just saying this is the thing that I
feel
want.
like there's only so much I can do.
Do it, Becca, now! I demand!
I posted the meme of Carol. I'll get you my pretty and your big cat too.
The thing that bothers me the most, I think, about Carol is that she is so weirdly vindictive about everything, and I don't know if it's because she has like a little bit of that victim complex, which I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole, but like I'm just trying to figure out like why is she so vindictive, and why is she so vindictive to seemingly everyone? Like, you know, it's not just Joe that she's vindictive against. It's like everyone.
I have a theory, because like she was pro cat breeding at one point and then she made a turn. So she might just be going extremely hardcore the other direction and like feeling like this is a way to like vindicate herself and like her own actions by going to this extreme and like being so.
Oh my God, you know what, weirdly it reminds me of this guy I knew growing up. Like he was a friend of my parents, and when he was younger, like in his late teens, early 20s or so, mid 20s, he was like really bad into like drugs, got in a lot of trouble. And then he found Jesus, and like he went from that, you know, from just being just like doing drugs and like just getting in trouble all the time to the exact opposite, like complete teetotaler, like didn't swear, didn't drink, didn't like, I mean, like followed the Bible and, you know, whatever his version of it was, like letter by letter. I mean, like just, and was just an asshole about like everything, like everybody's bad and everybody's wrong, you know, unless they follow his exact way of things. And yeah, I think you're right. I think that's probably like a legitimate explanation for why she is the way she is.
I have an uncle that was kind of like that too. Like, had a kid out of wedlock. Not that that's a big deal, but you know, like it did things that were not super Christian, and then like found God and is now the most like right-wing religious person you can imagine. And like it is a legitimate psychological response to things that have happened to you. I mean, it's not good, but it's a psychological.
So what do you think the catalyst for her was? Because I don't think it was religion. Like it doesn't. We don't see her being preachy that way at all.
I don't know, because maybe someone intervened. Like maybe someone just casually mentioned, like, the cats are not happy with this lifestyle, and then she started thinking about it and like realized, yeah, that this is not healthy. Like I really do love these cats, and if I love them, why am I doing this to them?
Well,
and then maybe it shifted. I don't know. Like,
and I think that there, so even when she was part of like breeding cats, they were breeding them, and they weren't exploiting them the way Joe exploits them. So I'm wondering if it was seeing people like him and seeing them do what they do that was like, oh shoot, like maybe what I'm doing is adding to this problem.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does.
And this is a lot of conjecture, but like, yeah, I mean, I do think that that's probably, pretty like as close of an explanation as we might be able to figure out. I guarantee you there's a psychiatrist out there. I hope there's a psychiatrist out there who is analyzing the fuck out of the show. 'Cause I would love to like read that article. Like, please someone find me a psychologist or a psychiatrist that will analyze the fuck out of this show.
Michael G might.
A lot of times psychologists are hesitant to do that because you're not supposed to diagnose people like unless you're in a one-on-one setting with them. But at the same time, I do think that would be a really interesting perspective.
Well, and here's the thing: I'm not even saying like I want them to diagnose people. I don't want that necessarily. What I want is for them to just analyze the situations and give some, like conjectures and hypotheses about like how things ended up with these people the way they did. I don't need somebody to tell me that Carol Baskin suffers from PTSD because of what happened to her when she was 14. Like, which is probably the case, but also like I don't want somebody to diagnose them. I just want them to analyze.
Yeah, there's a distinction. You're right. There is a distinction between like offering like psychoanalysis of a situation and diagnosing something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's very clear that pretty much all of the main players, at least, have pretty dysfunctional pasts, and that really does affect you in your entire life from that.
I mean, and then honestly, like as shitty as they are, like it's still, I'm sure you guys felt the same way when you hear Carol's backstory about like what happened to her when she was a child, what, like going through that abusive first marriage. And then like, I mean, Joe's story about, just being, how his parents treated him, when he came out or whatever, like it was really sad. Like I remember like when I was watching it the first time and he was telling that story, I was like, I don't like this person. He's a crappy guy, but like also that's hard. It's still heartbreaking. Yeah. And especially because a lot of it is that none of these people got the help they needed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And should have had, and maybe things would be pretty different for all of them.
Instead of a big cat, you need a psychologist.
Yeah.
Plus a big cat.
I mean, listen, like I'm sure I would be a little bit better off, and if I like actually went to a therapist, like I have a psychiatrist, but if I went to a therapist like on a regular basis, like an actual therapist, maybe I wouldn't have 5 pets.
My psychologist and psychiatrist the same person. So once a month, I get that mental help. I don't have a big cat to fill in that gap. I just have my little demonic cat that's sleeping over there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like and also like my mom is the same way. When she gets in a bad place in her life, she tends to collect animals. At one point, my parents had 7 dogs. So
my mom had like 20 cats at one point.
They're well off.
Psychological issues right out here.
Yeah, like they're well off. They lived on a farm with a ton of land. Like these animals were very well cared for. You know what I mean? But like nobody really needs 7 dogs. So like I don't need 3, but I keep worrying like one of them is gonna die on me. So like, not to bring the room down. I have a very old dog. Like eventually he's gonna go, and I was like, well, better to just keep this foster dog, and not have to like only be down to 1 dog again.
I have just the one cat, Bruce, and he's about 11 years old now. So he's getting up there.
11's good though. I mean, listen, like my cat Stitch lived to 17 and a half. Like, A long time.
I keep thinking of Bruce as a kitten because, like, I feel like this time has gone by so fast. Like,
All cats are kittens. All cats are kittens, just like all dogs are puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like I literally Marmalade, my cat Marmalade, her nickname is literally Kitten. Like I call her Kitten all the time. Like
I call my cat Minnie baby all the time because I got her when she was just weeks old.
Yeah,
and she's my baby.
Bruce was 4 months old when I got him, so he was
older.
fairly young.
Yeah, Marmalade was a little bit older too. She was, I don't know, she was like 6 months, I think, 7 months. But like, I mean, I haven't had a kitten, like teeny tiny kitten since I adopted Stitch and his sister Leela when I was in college, and yeah.
Oh, now Bruce is waking up. Yes, I'm talking about you. Come over here.
I still don't know where Minnie is. Yeah.
Bruce, come on. We'll see if he comes and
My
visits.
dog has not moved the entire
Here we
time.
go. Here we go.
Like, are you sure he's okay? Maybe you should just poke him.
He's
I saw him
awake.
move.
He's awake, but
I'm
he's
kidding.
just.
I'm kidding.
I mean, Splendid's the same. Oh, Bruce hates everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, my dog Nelson is 13, so he's getting to that age where he just is like, nope, not doing anything. Just
Yeah.
gonna chill.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Rigby.
probably-
My dog Rigby sleeps like 90% of the time.
Yeah,
Fur everywhere. Oh my god.
yeah. Nelson doesn't even get out of bed till like 10:30 in the morning. Like I've been working for 3 hours, and all of a sudden he comes strutting out from the bedroom. He's like, "Okay, I'm awake now. Please give me breakfast."
Yeah, my
So.
2 young ones wake me up at like anywhere between 6:45 and 7:45 in the morning to feed them. And like Rigby, he I mean, Becca can attest because she's stayed here and watched him. He'll just sleep and sleep and sleep until like it's time, like, and then you'll start moving around and be like, oh, I guess it's time for breakfast. But like, because the young dogs are like legit pouncing on me at like 6:45 in the morning. And
Bruce's habit used to be I would feed him when I would wake up in the morning at around 5:30, and then I would leave to work and come back and feed him when I came back at like 5 p.m. But now that I'm here all day, he just begs for food constantly,
Like all day.
all day long. Like starts waking up at 5.
yeah, I will tell you, like, after a while, but it does take a while, like a month or two, and who knows if you'll still be working from home at that point, but they do get used to that. When I first started staying home all the time with my dogs, like or with my animals, it's like they would start they all day. It's like, is it food time? You're here. You're still here. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
Can I eat yet? Now it's like, it's a little better. Like most days I can get them to like 4:00 before they start bugging me, even though they never get fed until 5. The problem is I don't usually eat lunch. So like some days if I like get up early and I have an early breakfast, I'm like hungry. So I'll actually make like a dinner thing at like 3:30. And as soon as they see me eat, they immediately assume that it's their turn. And it's like, no, jerks, you got like at least an hour left.
The other day,
That happens with my dog.
Splendid conned me and my dad to feed her, so she got fed twice.
Ooh,
She was very bad.
Sign that says like the jerk has been fed, and you check it, like checkbox.
Soka had an extra meal today because he has figured out that he can jump over the gate into the cat room and that he can also get up on the table where I feed them, and he cleared out all of their bowls. Because they, you know, like I always leave like they have 4 or 5 bowls, and like 2 of them are their wet food bowls, and they have 3 that I always leave like a sprinkle of dry food in. The extra bowl being left over from when Stitch was still around, and it's like a sprinkle. It's just there for them to snack on, and like, yeah. So those bowls are all clean. I mean, clean. And I was like, I was like, where is he? I haven't seen him in like 20 minutes. I walk in, and I catch catch him on top of the table. And I'm like, get down.
Oh my gosh, so good.
And then like a little while later, he's back in there again. And like, I'm like, I know I haven't seen him in 10 minutes. Where is he? And I go look, and he's standing on the other side of the gate, like staring at me like he doesn't, because the problem is there's not enough room for him. He's too big to fit through the little tiny cat door at the bottom. And there's not enough room because it's like my laundry room. There's not enough room in there for him to get a running start and jump over it like he can from when he's going into the room. So he's like, he's just standing there like. Actually, it's weirder than that because he's got like big dog jowls, so he's like. I'm like, what are you doing? I yelled at him. Like, I yelled at him. I felt really bad about it after the fact, but ever since then, he's been like up my butt all day and like kind of nosing me and like being real sweet and wanting to be cuddly, and he hasn't tried to get in there since. So, I mean, maybe he learned his lesson.
Oh, they know what they're doing is wrong when they're doing something wrong.
For sure.
I've been trying to avoid giving into Bruce's like constant food demanding, but yesterday at like 3:00, I get off work at 4, and I'm sitting here at 3:00. I'm on a call with a customer with my mouse, like my actual wired mouse, and suddenly Bruce grabs the cord and runs away to the other side of the room with my mouse while I'm on the phone with a customer, and I'm like trying to like oh no, like trying to deal with this person and not reveal the fact that my cat is causing terror. Like, it's just the worst.
You need a wireless mouse, man.
No, I really do, because usually I just use my little mouse pad, but when I'm gaming, this is helpful. Like, it's more controllable. But working with Bruce has been interesting. Like, he just doesn't understand. Like, when mommy's talking, she's not talking to you. She's talking to someone she has to be professional with at the moment. Like,
I'm always like, guys, you gotta be good. I'm trying to work here. I gotta work to get paid, and we gotta get paid so we can have a house to live in and food to eat. So just stop bugging me.
Yeah,
they don't listen. They don't listen.
He's not listening.
No.
And he also
Nelson is like fully awake now.
Oh, he's a puppy.
Hi, baby.
I know. I put this on Twitter yesterday, but I realized that at some point I'm gonna have to groom him myself.
Oh no.
And like he's good with baths and everything. Like I can do that, but I've never cut his hair. But he has live hair. He's one of the hypoallergenic dogs. So like I have to get his hair cut every 8 weeks or so. He's starting to get real moppy.
It's really hot and humid here, and I am covered in sweat and cat hair because I picked up Bruce, as you saw a few minutes ago. So I'm like head to toe covered in cat hair right now. It's really gross and uncomfortable. So I'm having a time.
I like these little interludes where we talk about nothing that has to do with the webcast. But
it does though. We're talking about our pets, and let's be real, like that's kind of how a lot of. I mean, Carol Baskin definitely thought of these cats as her pets for a while, for a long while. Whether or not she does anymore, and I mean, I don't think Joe ever thought of them that way, but she did for sure.
We're all stuck at home with our pets and talking about a documentary about big pets. It makes sense. It's really
big pets. Big pets. I just have this image of somebody being like, big pets. I got a whale.
Come here, Ellie. Come say hi. Come say. Oh no, now you're. Come here. Oh, there's her. She's got a little black nose and little white toes, and she's so very cute.
Aww.
And people.
She's been. I mean, I'll be honest. Like. They do, like, they've been driving me crazy a little bit because, like, at least, like, normal times I can get out of the house once in a while, you know, and they're also, I think they're going a bit nuts because they are used to at least once a week having other people over here. Yeah. My Ellie is actually she was definitely abused, and she was a stray, and she had a real rough start to her life, and she's very shy around people. But like my cousin who has been, she came down here from Connecticut, everything for her spring break, everything went to shit, and she has just stayed. And, you know, my whole family has been pretty much holed up on their farm. So like they've all been safe, everything, you know. So my cousin came over here to borrow some books, and she'd never seen Ellie before in her life. And Ellie, the dog who normally like barks and is like skittish and like she'll like go and sit on the couch and just stare at people she doesn't know. Except for Becca. She didn't do that to Becca. And I stand by the fact that she didn't, because the first time she met Becca walked in the house was splendid. And I think she was like, oh, this is a person with a dog. Obviously they are good. But anyway, so my cousin, she's, she likes dogs and everything, but yeah, she came over and Ellie was immediately like, I'm going to be super friendly. And I was like, what? Who are you and what did you do with my dog? Like,
Well, I have kind of the opposite story, which is I don't really have anybody over ever. Like, I live by myself, but I'm just not a big come over to my house and chill. So my dog and cat, like, I'm the only person that they always see anyway. And I did work from home a lot of the time before all of this, but I think last week they finally got to the point where they're like, oh my God, I am so sick of you being here. Cause like there's one night and after work, I was just chilling on the couch here and both my cat and dog were in the bedroom together. Yeah, they like are not. Yeah, they are not buddies, and like they're in there together, just hanging out. And I'm like, what is happening? Like that just never happened.
Yeah,
that's never happened before.
Bruce is constantly up in my space every time I open my mouth to talk to a customer, and then like his feeding schedule, like I said, way off, and like he just. Nothing is normal. Like he begs for food 24/7, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Like it's just he is baffled by this situation. He does not understand anything that's going on right now.
Poor Bruce. But I'm sure like generally he probably really likes having you there, like likes the company or likes having the lap to lay in.
Maybe he's also like, please go the fuck away so I can nap without you talking all day.
True.
When I had to run and get some dog food today because I'm like, we're not quite out of dog food, but like we're getting to that point. And I'm kind of like, but as I was walking up because like I haven't seen the Hangover movies, but like I've seen the first one, but I don't remember anything about it except for the tiger on the bellhop cart. And then like what do tigers
love they love cinnamon, but they hate pepper, or is it the other way around? They hate pepper and they love cinnamon.
No, it was something about what's the tigers dream of when they take a little tiger snooze? And that is all I could think about. Like that was all in my head. I was like, I'm gonna say that on this webcast. So I did.
Congratulations. I'm glad.
I'm glad you got to say the thing.
Thank you.
I think I said everything I wanted to say. And the bonus of me being covered head to toe in sweaty cat fur.
You're basically a tiger yourself.
I know.
That's all tigers are.
And as soon as this webcast ends, I'm hopping in the shower to get rid of this situation because I feel horrible.
All right, let's move on then. Let's go.
Yes.
I before we do recommendations, I'm going a little out of order here, but I wanted to do kind of we started this a little bit last week on the webcast, but I wanted to do like a quarantine shout outs. So this is like if you wanted to mention anything positive that you've seen like in the last week or so about the quarantine, what we're all saying, and like any positive things or random things that you want to mention. Give a little shout, be like, hey, this is weird or cool or
so
happy.
I'll start.
I don't know. Does anybody have anything to share?
Yeah. So specifically, like one thing I liked was how Pink went around to announcing that she had been diagnosed. Like she mentioned it after she had recovered, like, and mentioned the fact that it's unfair that a lot of celebrities are getting access ahead of time. And then what she did is she donated $1 million, $500,000 to two different charities. One was Temple University and one was something in LA. So like there's a lot of frustration right now with celebrities being able to kind of jump the queue and get tested ahead of time. And she was definitely one of those, but she went about like kind of bringing attention to the situation and like giving back to the community, despite the fact that she kind of got a little bit of special treatment there. So like, I feel like, I don't know, if you're a celebrity, you get to jump the queue, maybe do that too. You know?
I feel like that's a decent way to handle it. I mean, also like, are they getting to jump the queue because they're famous, or are they getting to jump the queue because they have a fuck ton of money?
Yeah,
Or
something.
both.
Maybe both.
You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of like that, actually, that kind of idea of if you have the money to jump the queue, then your like wealth tax is to donate a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I hate to say it that way, but I am really surprised at the lack of money that's been driven by these people that have so much money.
Yes.
Like, I am not wealthy by any means, you know, I'm not a celebrity, but I still am making money. I still got my paycheck coming in. I'm giving as much away as I can because I know it's important. But there are so many, so many people out there that have way more money than any of us could even imagine.
Yeah.
And I'm not seeing a lot of action.
So here's another thing. Like, billionaires specifically, let's look at 3 billionaires. We have Jeff Bezos, who is not treating the Amazon employees right. We have Elon Musk, who said that this was overblown and then suddenly said he was going to donate ventilators, but then ended up donating BiPAP machines instead, which are not the same. And then we have Bill Gates, who is actually fully funding 7 research laboratories for 7 different vaccines. Okay, so he's winning the billionaire game right now, because if like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, whatever, they're just like holed up in their mansions, not really doing anything to help the situation, or like pretending they are and then screwing it over. But like Bill Gates is actually doing something. So
I mean, speaking of rich people who are doing things, hate the fucking New York Patriots all you want, but Robert Kraft and Jonathan Kraft, who own the Patriots, the New England Patriots, like the football team, they sent the Patriots private plane to China to purchase like 1.5 million N95 masks for Massachusetts hospitals. And then they also purchased an additional like several 100,000 masks for New York.
That's crazy. I want to see more of that. I'm sure that it's happening, but like, I want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's buried by the bad news. I mean, and like I was talking earlier, this is just a silly little neighborhood thing, but like, you know, I was on a run and this guy's, you know, he was good too. Like he had good equipment. I know what good equipment sounds like. I sang in bands. Like he was playing a little one-man show on his front porch for the neighborhood, and people were out there watching, and nobody was too close. I think, and to be honest, I think the person sitting in his yard might have even been like his wife or something. But like, even she was like 10 feet away, 15 feet away from him. Like it was just, I don't know. It's not much. It's not much, but it's like what one person is doing on it's a beautiful day outside, or it was a beautiful day outside here, and it was, like, honestly, like I'm trying to run and I'm getting like choked up, like about like the fact that this guy is just out there like entertaining his neighbors, you know, from a safe distance, and.
I saw a really cool thing on Reddit. God, how many times have I said I saw this thing on Reddit in this webcast? But anyway, like, that's where I'm at right now. Where this guy has been projecting Star Wars films on the empty, like, closed down office building across the street, and turning his speakers on full blast so his neighbors can hear the sound. Like, not disturbing. Like, someone mentioned it. Oh, isn't that like bothering your neighbors? And they're like, no, like my neighbors wanted to hear it. So like he projects Star Wars onto the building across the street, and all of their neighbors sit at their windows and watch Star Wars together. Like, it's amazing. I shared that on my Facebook and my Twitter, so like you can go see that. But it's fucking amazing. Like, let's all watch Star Wars together.
I love stuff like that. Like, I just need to see the good things right now.
It's really hard. It's hard to find the good things because there's so much bad going on, but it is good to bring it up because not to go into the bad territory, but these next few weeks are going to be really, really hard.
I've been saying that, and I'm just
we're about to kind of enter like the worst phase. Like, so if there's positive stuff, keep bringing it up, keep sharing it on social media because we're going to need it. Like, this is,
you know, I'm not one to participate in like Facebook activities, but like there have been some fun Facebook activities, like the like which one of these is a lie, or
Mhm.
you know, here's like 50
memes,
million
yeah.
random facts about me, or like post a random picture from your phone or whatever.
I've been
And
doing
I
those
mean,
too.
yeah, even those are just kind of like at least they take your timeline and not fill it with just like news
Dread.
junk and editorials.
Yeah,
So
for real.
yeah.
I've needed that. Like honestly, I at one point can't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday last week. I decided like I can't anymore. I cannot read another article about anything with COVID-19, with anything. I needed to step away, and like that was actually really good for me for a few days. Read an article today, even though I read that article like hours and hours ago. That might have been what caused my anxiety attack that I had right before this one cast. So, but yeah, the staying away, the distractions definitely work.
Mhm.
Sure.
I can't wait till it gets warmer here where I live so that I can actually do stuff outside. Like I walk my dog, but that's like all I can do.
It's hot as hell here right now. I wish I could send you some more because I do not need all this weather. This is hot as hell. Please take it away.
It's supposed to be 80 on Tuesday, so hopefully that'll feel better.
I am gonna have to go in a few minutes, so like not that I'm rushing you guys or anything, but is there anything else like we wanted should give input on before I sign
I said, I didn't even bring up the agenda, which is terrible of me. I just like got dressed and got right into this broadcast without looking at anything. I don't know.
It's fine. We'll skip the recommendations because none of us really have anything. Becca, you had one thing, but we'll just do it. I think we'll probably do this. What?
We're gonna skip mentioning that because I looked it up and it's like, never mind. It's B-Stars. All my friends are watching it, and I'm just like,
we'll figure something to watch next week, or even have just a regular webcast. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'll probably do these every week, and then maybe alternate between like just random junk and then like watching something. So we'll talk more about like our pets and fun stuff next week. Even more pet stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let's
memes or something.
Yeah. So let's.
It's like we have no children except for our fur animals.
5 lives. How many concerts have I been to?
We could actually do that. That'd be pretty fun. So really quick before we wrap it up, then let's do the question, which I don't know who wrote this.
I did.
Do we think that Carol Baskin killed her husband?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Of course. Like, of course.
Yeah.
How did she do it?
I don't think that the tigers ate him. I think maybe his body was dumped somewhere.
The septic tank?
I think they would have found it if that was the case. I absolutely think she fed that body to the tigers.
Well, she covered him in sardine oil. Remember what she said about the sardine oil? I don't know. I think his body is because she talked about like the septic tank a lot, and they never checked it.
I feel like though that there's a lot of bodies that go missing and don't get found, and she's in Florida. There's a lot of swamp land there. Maybe he's in a swamp.
Yeah.
I mean, she would have had to drive out to like the Everglades. Tampa is pretty built up.
I admit I have not lived in Florida. I've only like road tripped through Florida, so you'll know more than I do. But
yeah, there are definitely areas where she could do that, but it would be a ways out from where she actually live.
Yeah, I in my brain I can't even think about how far away Tampa is from like a swamp. I just think all of Florida is a swamp. I've been there.
Florida is the asshole of America, so like
I spent 4 days in Florida and I was road tripping. So my entire time in Florida was like driving. So my concept of space is a little different.
All right. We all think so. It's unanimous. We have different theories, though. It's fine.
We all know what happened.
How she did it is the question.
How? It was,
I agree, though, that the sardine oil is oddly specific. So, like, I would have never thought about that for anything in my entire life. But it's fine.
Also,
Or-
the stench.
I mean, I don't know. That's because I've never thought about it before. All right. So we'll plan on doing this then again next week, a random one. We'll figure it out. All right. We'll wrap this up now. It's Saturday. I'm Erin. Again, here along with Tara, Becca, Admin Angel. Thank you again for joining us for Quarantined Feelings with the Geekiary Tiger King Watch Party. Remember, we're a free webcast run off of donations. Thanks for contributing and helping our host site, the Geekiary, of course. And we'll probably see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.